This is the #1 lift for speed. All right, just kidding. If you see any video that says the #1 lift for speed or the #1 anything for speed, then you're probably in the wrong place. Most sprinters don't even realize it, but their off season is literally training them to get slower. I know it because I lived it. And most importantly, random workouts from the internet, looking up the #1 exercise to get faster. Fast forward now, I'm a pro sprinter with a 10:08 and 100, and also I've coached sprinters hitting PRs with only 90 minutes of training in the off season. And in this video, I'll show you the 4 mistakes holding you back this off season, how to fix them using the system that helped me go D1 and become a professional athlete. Let's lock in. Sprinters, build your base. That's what everyone says. But if your base is built on fatigue, you're training yourself to run slow. Sprinting is a neuromuscular skill. That means you run how you train. So if you train tired, you're gonna run tired. If you train clean, you'll run clean. I used to do 10 times 200s with 1 minute rest and thought I was building grit. Really, I was building bad habits, and ultimately I was learning how to stay slow. So here's how we build it now. Short sprints, 10 to 30 meters, coordinated drills, resistant runs, and real recovery. And here's proof. Caden trained with just a treadmill and weights with only 90 minutes a session. We locked in his mechanics, built real explosive power, and he went from 11.2 to 10.7 in the winter time with no track access. Here's the fixed summary. We sprint short with full rest. We use sleds and we track movement quality, and we cut all junk volume, which leads into mistake #2. Most athletes peak in February and disappear by May. Why? Because they chase PRs with no plan. They're trying to be race ready in January. So by the time it matters, they're done. Sprinting is like a rocket. You don't go max throttle until the structure is built. And this is what truly excites me, because anybody can get somebody faster. Then they ultimately peak out or get hurt. But getting faster when it matters the most is a true skill. So here are the phases that we follow. GPP, strength, drills, and mobility. SPP, short sprints and lactic power. Pre-competition phase, spikes, max velocity, and blocks. And here's the proof. Some athletes that you probably know, or even you watching this video, might have ran 10.5 in March and ended up running 10.9 in June. You need to restructure your training. Here's the fix. Stop maxing out in January. Use 4 to 6 week training blocks and peak on purpose. Mistake #3, recovering like an amateur. Most athletes don't train too little. They just recover too little. If you're always sore, tired, and pushing through, your nervous system isn't adapting. It's really just barely surviving. So sprinting demands recovery. CNS power doesn't come from protein powder. Bet you like that, huh? It comes from rest. One of our girls had 3 full recovery days per week. Parents thought she was slacking, calling me up saying, "Hey, I thought you were trying to get my daughter faster." But she ended up PRing when it mattered the most. Here's the fix. Alternate high and low days. Prioritize sleep, hydration, and protein. Use contrast showers, mental resets, and treat rest days like fuel. This leads into mistake #4, training the wrong energy system. Speed work that feels like conditioning isn't speed work. I was talking to one of the female athletes in my group the other day, and she was telling me that her coach has her doing something called tiger runs. Keep in mind this girl is a short sprinter. What they would do is run stadium stairs, up, down, up, down, up, down, about 10 times. Then immediately go onto the track, run a 400, and then go back to the stadium stairs. And her coach said that they were doing speed work. This is so far from speed work that it's almost alarming. And you see most athletes are doing gassers or circuits or boot camp drills. I mean, it looks hard and it feels hard. It's not actually building sprint performance, because sprint training is lactic. You need full rest between reps to hit full max velocity. And if you've never rest, you will never hit full speed. You're ultimately just sweating. So hear me when I say this. Stop chasing the burn and train for explosiveness, not exhaustion. Use timed sprints, not timed suffering. And in 2025, it's almost mind-blowing that I have to even say that. Let's break down the 3 biggest lies that sprinters believe. If I'm not sore, I didn't work hard. That is absolutely false. Soreness does not equal adaptation, and clean movement does not equal pain. I'll get faster by just doing more reps. False. Speed comes from intent, not volume. I don't need to recover, I'm young. Oh my goodness. You don't get faster by being young. You get faster by being smart. And if you believe these myths, you probably should go ahead and skip this video because you'll keep training hard and staying stuck. So here's a system that I use as a 10:08 athlete. Win legal, not those fake times that you see that people post all the time. Monday, focus on acceleration sprints and lifts. Tuesday, tempo plus mobility. Wednesday, bike, walk, and recovery. Analyze your film. Thursday, your max velocity and Olympic lifts. Friday, focus on core, stretching, and movement. Saturday, resisted sprints plus jumps. And Sunday, take full rest. Now keep in mind, each of these days are built upon my 6 pillars of sprint performance: movement mastery, recovery, nutrition, sleep, mindset, and skill development. Because it's not about copying this exactly. It's about having a plan. Because random effort is going to give you random results. But the system equals speed. If you've been stuck and you've been training hard and not getting results, this is your sign. Because the athletes that are trained are getting insane results. And this offseason is where you win or lose. And inside Sprint University, I coach sprinters every week, from sprint drills, lift days, and recovery strategy, and ultimately nutrition game plan, all built on the 6 pillars of speed. Because you don't need more motivation, you need the system. So here's a gift. I'm giving you access to Sprint University free, where you can have a free 3-week sprint training plan. Click the link in the description and join this free community of all sprinters getting faster. I'll see you in the next video.